Hi there parents, teachers and caregivers. Welcome back to Little Story Station. Today I'm in a very special place. It's a special place because this is the place for children to come and explore their world of dreams and imagination through books. That's right. I'm here today at Tulika Bookstore, and Tulika is India's one of the most favorite publishers, bringing to you favorite children's book, picture books and chapter books alike for children ranging from 2 years all the way until pre-teens and teenage years. Hi, I'm Amati and welcome to Little Story Station. If you're new to this channel, I am a reading specialist, storyteller and a YouTuber spreading the love for reading through read-alouds for children. I also conduct phonics classes for children so that they can start understanding the basics of reading and become confident and independent readers themselves. I also help parents raise readers, and I help them understand the principles and the basics of raising a child. So if you are interested in listening to the tips and tricks that I want to share with you guys, click on the link below in the description. I have the link to registering for my next upcoming webinar, and I help you raise a reader and share with you the step-by-step process of how to raise a reader. In this episode, I'm particularly excited to share with you some of my favorite picks from Tulika Publications. And as I told you, Tulika has books from a wide range of age groups, right from board books and wordless books to all the way up to ages 14 and 15 for pre-teens and teens. So I'm today going to be talking about and giving you recommendations of some of their board books, wordless books and picture books. So shall we get started? So there are five board books in particular that Tulika publishes, and these are the 4 board books, and I'm going to talk about each of the books right now. The first one is Puni Puni Where Are You? And this is about this little cat and searching for the cat, and young children about the toddler age, about 1.5 to 2.5, 3 years, will be very interested in searching for the cat that is hiding in each of these pages. So Puni Puni Where Are You is the first one. Hathi Bai. Hathi Bai is about this little elephant and about the different parts of his body, about his huge trunks, enormous ears and the back and all that stuff. So, and it also has very beautifully illustrated illustrations of Bandhani style of illustration. So this is a very colorful book for your children. And the next one on my list is Cheep Cheep. Cheep Cheep is about this little bird and every other bird, and how different birds make different sounds. And this is a very good place to start if you are dealing with a 1 year or 1.5-year-old child who might be very interested in listening to animal sounds and bird sounds alike. Next on my list is Akkad Bakkad. Akkad Bakkad is based on the rhyme, the famous rhyme Akkad Bakkad, and this book is about teaching numbers for kids, and very simple illustrations. So this is a very good book for your toddler. So there you go. These are the 4 books that I have in my hand right now, and I highly recommend these 4 books for your children. And next on the list that I want to talk about are wordless books. Wordless books are a wonderful way of kindling the creativity and imagination in your child. So the wordless books has no words, as the name states, and has only illustrations and pictures. And this is a good talking point for your child, and talk to your child about what they think is the interpretation of the story based on the pictures. And later on, then each of these have the words also as picture books. And later on, you can read that book and see if your child enjoys their interpretation to what the author intended to write in the storybook. So I have 3 wordless books that Tulika publishes. The first one is Amati's Classes, and this is illustrated by Priya Korean. This is about this Amati and where she kept and she keeps forgetting her glasses, and the story is about how the world is hayway without her sunglasses. Without her reading glasses, and how she how they find out where it has gone missing. So as you can see, these are beautiful illustrations, and I'm sure your child will enjoy looking at these pictures. In fact, I recommend that you go with wordless pictures, wordless books first, because making the child read a book is another thing, but wanting to read a book is the first step to reading the book, right? And you hand over the book, the wordless book to your child. The child will keep browsing through the pictures endlessly, and that is a win for you, because the child now wants to read the book, has picked up the book and now wants to read the book, and then you can graduate to the picture book with the words in it. And this one on my hand is Flutter Fly, and this is illustrated by Niveda Subramanian, and this is once again a very colorful yet very minimalistic illustrations, just popping up just the rainbow colors on the page, the rest of the illustrations remaining black and white. And so this draws attention of your child's attention to the colors on the page, namely the red, yellow, purple and all that, and also the butterflies on the page. So this is a good way of carrying through their attention through the pages, carrying their attention on the butterfly along the pages, and this will definitely be a good pastime, a quiet book for your child. The next on my list is Amamma's Sari, and this is once again illustrated by Nivedita Subramaniam, and this story is about Amamma's sari and this little girl, and how she falls in love with Amamma's sari and the different patterns and colors on her sari. Like the other book, Flutter Fly, this also has a good combination of the black and white illustrations and colors, just to draw attention of the child to the sari and the color of the sari. So those are the 3 wordless books that I wanted to talk about and recommend that you buy and present to your toddler age child. And next I have with me a slew of books, about 8 to 10 books, picture books for age group 4 to 5 year olds, and I'm so excited to show you these books and recommendations, because these are very colorful books, and I have been enjoying my trip to the Tulika bookstore, and I'm like a child lost in a candy world. That's how I feel right now. And so without further ado, let's get into the list of all the 4 to 5 year old picture books. The first on my list is God's Little Ant. This is a story written by Kayati Anandputran and illustrated by Prabha Mallya. And this is about this little girl, very inquisitive little girl, following her trail with this little ant in hopes to find God, because her mom said there is God inside every living being and inside this ant, and she wanted to find out where God was. So this is a very, I would say, a book with a lot of message underlying, and an excellent read for children. The next one is Mala's Silver Antler, and this is written by Annie Benson, and pictures by Nancy Raj. And this is about this little girl and her Antler. And as you can see, beautifully illustrated with very minimal words in every page. So this is a very good book that you could offer to your 3-4-year-old who's just starting to read by themselves or starting to read independently. Next on my list is Caillou, That Parrot. Story by Amati and pictures by Shreya Sen. This book helps the child learn different languages. And this little parrot here asks how are you in all the different South Indian languages, especially the South Indian languages. Sugamo, Aap kaise hai, and Ella Unaru in Telugu, and so on and so forth. It's a very illustrative book, gives your child that little push to start to learn different languages. And children about age 3 or 4 is very inquisitive about learning different languages, and this is the right age if you are planning to raise your child as a bilingual child. This is the right age to expose to them different languages, and this is the right pick for that purpose. Next on my list is The Sky Monkey's Beard. This is written by Nivedita Subramaniam and pictures by Priyankar Gupta. This is about this little monkey who lives in in the clouds, and this is a pretty heavy, heavily written book. So this will be a good read aloud book where you can read to your child. The cover suggests that it is for 5+ age, and so you could read aloud to your child at that age. The next one on my list is Lion Goes for a Haircut. Story by Swati Shon and pictures by Sayan Mukherjee. This is about this lion who wants to get a haircut, and this is from what I can tell, this is a very funny picture book, and has all these funny illustrations, very beautifully illustrated, and I'm sure your child will enjoy how the lion goes through his haircut experience. Next on my list is Anya and her baby brother. This is a story by Jerry Pinto and pictures by Maitri Joshi. This book is about this little girl Anya and how she welcomes her little baby brother, and this is a good picture book to read to your child if you are expecting another baby in the house, and how your little girl or boy is going to be welcoming. It's a good starting point for you to start talking to them about how they should welcome their little baby brother or sister into their household. And children generally, when you break the news of they're going to have a baby brother or sister, they get worried that maybe they will not be loved as much, and maybe their parents will not pay so much of attention to them. They will lose all the attention and love from their parents. So this book helps you talk to your child about all their fears about having a new one, having to welcome a new one into their house, and acts as a very soothing picture book for children to get rid of their fears. Next one on my list is Caillou's World is Round. This is written by Lavanya Kapati and pictures by Aditi Diore. And this picture book is very beautifully illustrated using watercolors and gives you that very warm feeling about of looking at the pictures. Very beautifully illustrated using these beautiful watercolor strokes. And this book is about this guy Caillou and how his world is full of circles. So this talks about the shapes and circles in particular. So this is a very good picture book for a child who is very explorative and looks at things from the angle of shapes and colors and so on and so forth. The next one on my list is Cloud Eater. This is a very colorful book written and illustrated by Musia, and this is about this little girl. And this little girl is so naughty, and she wants to eat away. And how she eats? She's a giant little girl, and she is eating away the clouds. How that goes about. So as you can see, this is very beautifully illustrated picture book, and has very minimal words in each book. So this is a very ideal read for a 2.5, 3 to 4 year old child. So those are the few recommendations that I have today. That is new in Tulika's bookshelf, and I was interested in sharing my views about. So these are picture books for children from anywhere from 3 to 5 or 6 year old, depending on how fluent your child is into reading. Next, I have some special books. Special books in terms of either talking about a biography or talking about a very serious topic through picture books. And pictures are the right way to talk to children and open up difficult topics to children. And also very fine topics like religion or disability or things like that. So these 4 picture books that I have here with me are recommended for age 6 plus, and these books, each one is special in its own accord, and I am going to talk to you why. The first one on my list is Wings to Fly. This is written by Soumya Rajendran and illustrated by Arun Kaushik, and this is about the life of the disabled athlete Malati Holla, and about how the athlete with her disabilities try to still compete and have herself get a name for herself in the society. The next on my list is Salim, Mamu and Me. This is about Salim Ali, famously known as the Birdman of India, and this book is about discovering different birds and where to find them and how to identify them and so on and so forth. Next on my list is Music for Joshua. This book is about a child who discovered his talent about playing a guitar by just following his heart through music, and how he excelled at playing guitar, and his love for music. As you can see, this book is filled with a lot of narration. So this will be a good read aloud book for your child if your child is still not at it in terms of reading by herself or himself. The last one on my list is Mukund and Riyaz, and this is written by Neena Shabnani, and this book is set in the during the 1947 India-Pakistan partition, and this book talks about how friendship is beyond religion or borders, and how it talks about the bondage, the special bondage that you have between friends, and friendship has no boundaries. It doesn't see if you are a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian or a Sikh, and friendship is bound by pure love. And this is a good book, although it's a very sensitive topic. It's a good book to talk about religion, and children now are very inquisitive about what religion is, and why there are so many bad things happening, why people are getting killed and all that. And when you talk to them about the need for a change in the society, seeing beyond religion and caste and creed, this is a very good book for you to do that through picture books. So there it is. These are my recommendations from Tulika Bookstore today, and I will see you again in another episode with another set of book recommendations for your children. And make sure to pay a visit to the Tulika Bookstore and explore the world of over 200 books that are stashed and stacked in their shelves. And make sure to spend some time, sit here and read the book and pick the book that you really want to take home with you. I hope you liked this episode. If you did, and if you have not subscribed to Little Story Station yet, make sure to click on the subscribe button and smash the little bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And like this video and share it with your friends. After all, a book is to be shared. Happiness multiplies when you share. I will see you again in another interesting episode. Until then, take care and read a lot of books with your children. Bye.